Ladies and gentlemen, it's me again, Miguel. Schizo the podcast, episode 18, and still on lockdown. And we are actually extended again up to May 15, and I don't think that's the end of it. It's depressing, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. At this point, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But one way or another, I hope we get there. That's what I hope. But it's tough. Anyway, I have a question, and it's not an easy question to ask, but I'll just go ahead and do it. Have you ever tried killing yourself, or maybe entertained the idea of killing yourself? If you have, and you're watching this right now, it means you survived. Congratulations. I actually haven't. I'll be honest. I've never done that, and never did it cross my mind to do that. I mean, maybe I'm too vain to do that to myself. I love myself too much. Other people would say that, but it's just I don't know. I don't see the point of doing that. But the reason why I asked, because I was just talking to someone about this. We were talking about the possibility of, I'm not going to give the gender or the name of the person, but for this particular one, let's say he's a he, all right? So he thought of doing suicide, and the reason being is because he was feeling hopeless. And I told him it's not a good thing. It's actually kind of counterproductive, because if you're feeling hopeless, then when you kill yourself, there's no longer hope. Because I think life in itself is hope, and living has full of possibilities, full of hope. If you're still alive, you can still do a lot of things. You can still make it up. You can still bounce back. But if you end your life right there and then, there's no more chance for you. There's no hope for you to bounce back. So I think it's counterproductive. If you're feeling hopeless, don't go to a place where there's no hope that exists. Get what I'm saying? That's why this idea of suicide is not that it's absurd to me. I mean, I understand why people think it's a good idea to do it, but I would counter that don't do it. Of course, we're not talking about heaven or hell. I'm not gonna discuss right now about where you go when your life ends. I'm just talking about life here on earth. So if you're feeling hopeless, then don't bring yourself to a place where no hope exists. You get what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, it's lack of perseverance. No, I'm not gonna bash anyone who's thought of killing themselves. I'm not gonna say you're a stupid person or anything like that. But I am saying sometimes these suicidal thoughts comes from the lack of perseverance. So if you don't want to continue anymore because it's too tough, if you don't want to persevere, if you don't want to rise above adversity, that's the time you think, oh, maybe I should just end my life, because there's no way I'm gonna bounce back from this. So might as well end things right here, right now. And that's a tough predicament, and I wouldn't want anyone to think of something like that. I hope you'd stay away from it, no matter how depressed you become, no matter how hopeless you think life may be. We can still come back. While you are still alive, there is hope, and you just have to work on it. You just have to keep on living. I made a post on Instagram, and it's probably very controversial. A lot of people actually replied to the question that I made. There's this mother who killed her own daughter. Uh, I don't know why. It was never confirmed why. But she killed her own daughter, and I asked on on my post. I asked, why would someone kill their own child? And actually, a lot of women reached out. Uh, the most common thing that they said was that it's probably postpartum depression, and that's the first time I'm hearing that, postpartum depression. Uh, as they explained it to me, it's when after giving birth, the mother becomes very depressed. None of them were doctors, those who reached out, but they were saying that after giving birth, you tend to have this postpartum depression. I guess if I have an explanation to it, it's probably after giving birth, a lot of hormones and very emotional. How women are, very emotional, and with all those emotions and all that's going on, and maybe having a newborn baby really is taxing to the mother, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So that's so I guess that's what happens. I'm not saying it's a good reason for you to kill a baby, for you to kill your own child, but I'm saying it's probably a real thing. It's a real thing. This postpartum depression thing. So if you're a soon to be mother, maybe be careful of this. And if you're a soon to be father, maybe you should prepare yourself for when the baby comes, and not just for the baby, but also for the mother. It might be a very difficult situation for everyone involved. Anyway, while we are on the topic of suicide and depression, I'd like to segue to this. I have lots of Christian friends. Considering I'm from the seminary, that's all. That's normal. But yeah, I do have lots of Christian friends. Some of them I'm friends on Facebook, so I follow them. I see their posts. Some of them I'm close friends with. I talk to them on a chat group, or I talk to them personally, maybe just messaging, because right now I can't really meet them. But a lot of them have this sentiment. They're saying that Jesus should come already, that they should be raptured already, because this pandemic is too much. They think this is the end of the world and all that stuff. Christians are not saying outright that they want to kill themselves, but with them saying that, it's almost equivalent to suicide. It's not suicide per se, but they're saying like, okay, my life here on earth should end already, so Jesus, take my life. Is that a good take? I'm not even sure, but like that's what I'm feeling when I hear my friends, or when I see people posting about the Lord should take them already. Maybe I need to talk to them. Maybe they are feeling depressed. I'm not gonna name names. You know who you are. Some of you guys are my close friends. If you're watching this, you can talk to me. You can reach out, and we'll go through this together. Maybe they are feeling hopeless, so they want Jesus to come and take them already. If you are one of those Christians who's saying that, just maybe think about what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're making a mistake. I'm just saying, think about it. Maybe I'm up to something here. Just take a moment, maybe 5 minutes. Evaluate what you're thinking. Is what you're thinking out of selfish thoughts because you don't want to experience hardship anymore, or are you thinking about this because you are excited to see Jesus already? You want to be in heaven already. So just think about that. I mean, it could be both, but like, which one is heavier? By the way, I'm sorry for not posting a lot of videos as of late. It's because I've been very busy making coffee. If you know, or maybe I just want to share to you guys, I've started selling my coffee in public. like just here in Antipolo, where I'm from, because I'm kind of bored, and I have lots of coffee at the moment, and so I decided to share it to other people. Just sell it at a small price, and so far the reception has been good. There's been a lot of orders, so and I try to make it fresh every time, so that leaves me with not a lot of time on my hands to make videos. But right now, I've taken a break from doing that. One of the reasons why is because I'm running out of bottles already. So yeah, so I'm here doing videos. But thank you for those people who are ordering, who are enjoying the coffee that I'm making. I am really happy. It's very satisfying if when you make something and people like it. It makes me feel good. I enjoy the feeling, and I hopefully I can continue doing that. Especially when I start the coffee shop that I'm planning to open. It should have been this year. I hope I can still open it this year, but with the COVID thing, I hope the COVID doesn't stop me from doing it. But if it does, it's probably just gonna be next year anyway. So, but yeah, it's not gonna stop me from doing it. Maybe just it's gonna be postponed. That's the likely scenario. But yeah, thank you guys for patronizing, and I hope I hope I see you more. And I promise I'll make more coffee videos. I'm just maybe I'll do some basic ones, because right now it's just really hard to get ingredients. I hate falling in line at the grocery and there's a liquor ban. I can't buy the necessary alcohol that I need to make this awesome alcohol coffee concoctions. So yeah, maybe I'll just make the basic ones at the moment, for the time being, while we're on lockdown, and maybe I'll ramp up the alcohol coffee concoctions and all the other stuff when I'm able to acquire more ingredients from the grocery. For 20 plus years, when we are together as a family, when we're complete, the four of us, our conversation at the dining table has always been about business, has always been about studies. That's all we talk about. Until recently, my mother, my father, and my sister, they were talking about Korean novela, which is a huge surprise to me. This is unprecedented. This has never happened in my 31 years of existence. Has there been any other topic than our business and the studies? It's always been those two topics consistently. But since the pandemic happened and my mom and dad has been watching Korean novela almost day and night. They do it after having breakfast, after having lunch, and then after dinner, they watch Korean novela. I'm not sure what I don't know what they're watching. I cannot relate whenever they talk about this Korean novela thing. I have watched Korean porn, but not Korean novela. So I have nothing to contribute whenever they talk about this. Whenever they talk about Korean novela stuff. But this is just to say that this pandemic really is changing a lot of things, in not just in the world, but also in our family. So I don't know what to make of it. Is it a good thing, or is it a bad thing? What I am gonna say is that I am shocked. This is unprecedented, and it's like kinain na sila ng sistema. So that's that's probably the term that a lot of people would use. So yeah. So far I haven't done that yet. I'm not. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go there. So Japanese porn has always been my bread and butter. I have searched for some Korean porn as of late, but I don't think I'm gonna cross over to Korean novela anytime soon. Am I sharing too much? I don't know. You be the judge. But anyway, so that's just something that's weird that's happening to my family, at least, for in lieu of this pandemic. So it's kind of crazy. Recently, I've seen a lot of people say, and there's a lot of memes of this actually. Basically, their point is the reason why poor people are not able to follow is because they don't have any choice. They're doing it because they can't feed their families. Going out and selling stuff is the only way that they can make money, and if they can't make money, they can't feed their family. While that is a good sentiment, it's a it's it's an argument that is very hard to counter because parang paawa effect. Maybe I did not say that right, but you get what I'm saying. We're giving the poor people a pass for breaking the rules, and that's not a good thing. It's a rule that everybody, uh, including the poor people, this is a rule that everybody should follow. Now, it's not exclusive to the rich. It's not exclusive to the mid class. The poor are also under the rule. So if we're gonna give them a pass by saying, "Oh, it's because they're poor. They don't have any means to feed their kids, their children, their family." I mean, it looks good if we post that on social media. It would seem like, or it would make you look like you have a heart, that you care for these people. But maybe you should care for other people that's involved, because this pandemic, this COVID-19, is a health risk. When you go out there, especially in a long period of time, you risk spreading the virus. And that is actually a disservice to the Filipino people. What we're trying to do here is contain the virus, and if you go out, then you are risking spreading it. So it's no longer going to be contained. So, for the benefit of everybody involved, not just yourself, not just your family, but to all the Filipino people, I would suggest just sacrifice at the moment. It's a time of crisis. It's not only the poor people that's affected here. Everybody is affected here. So please, just just follow the rules as of this moment. We've tried breaking the rules for the past 2 months, and still we are extending the lockdown. So why don't we, this time around, try what the government is telling us? Like, really follow the rules at this point. Maybe it will make a difference. If it doesn't, then go ahead, go crazy, go on a riot. But right now, maybe let's just try this thing that they are proposing. Like, really follow it step by step. You get what I'm saying? So, I know we Filipino people are very stubborn, but at a certain point, like, we really have to weigh which one's more important. I get it now. When Duterte said you can be a hero just by staying at home, I get it. Because when you stay at home, you don't risk another Filipino getting the virus and maybe die from it. So in some sense, you are kind of like being a hero by preventing someone from dying. But hero is a big word. I don't want you guys to give yourself too much credit by just staying at home. Just follow the rules, bitch. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and see you guys soon.